Hello YouTubers, hello Surviving Mars fans. Well, we are on Mars here and I've gone and I've started doing these dirt things around the outside edge, and so that means that I am now planning my next moves. So what are my next moves? Well, let's see where I'm at. So right now I have 218 colonists. I've got 83 Martian-born, 135 Earth-born. I have homeless and I have unemployed. And I'm trying to get them to work. I keep moving them into the electronics factory and into the machine shop. She's unemployed, but then she is actually on the rocket because she's homesick. So I have 3 homesick, but then it says here that I have 7 Earth-sick people, right? So they're going to end up going back. And, for whatever reason, they could have a family member that died or something and really want to go home, and they've had enough of the Mars thing, which I get, right? It's totally cool. And then we have the SETI satellite. So that was a big deal. We managed to get the SETI satellite done. And so we're going to see what happens here. So I'm just going to... Our very own SETI satellite has been delivered and launched into Martian orbit. It now operates and will contribute towards decades-old mission of finding signs of intelligent life elsewhere in the galaxy. Basically running out of room in order to expand. And so, where am I going to go? I have like a couple of spots. So if we look at the map here, you can see that I have some minerals that I can go and harvest, but the water is all back here, right? So I have a few water over here. There's like 2 water there, and there's one up on top of this hill. This hill doesn't have any iron. All the iron's down here. So in other words, this whole section here is probably going to be my main base, and then I'm going to need to have extensions out other locations. So right now I'm shuttling people in, and actually that's probably the SETI satellite that just came in. You can see here I have my power accumulators, and they're around my lone scrubber. So I have a scrubber here, and this is saving my bacon when it comes to items. I just have one scrubber. I managed to get it along the way, and it's helping me intensely. So I have my research up to 1700 per soul right now, and my main source of research is biotech because I really need to get those moisture vaporators. So the moisture vaporator, I don't have it yet. I can order some from Earth, but I'd rather be able to make them here. And so in order to do that, I guess I got to get down through this chain of research. And so I'm trying to push it as quick as I can. Now I'm up into the 7,000, so it's going to take me like 4 days to go and get that research. The drone hub cost me 8 electronics to make it, but it doesn't cost me anything to maintain it. So, in other words, that's a great one. Now these drone hubs will have a bunch of these little robots that come in, but I'm going to end up packing them up. I'm only going to have a few that are out here working on this thing, this concrete deposit, and the rest I'll just pack them up and then I'll open them up in busier spots, right? So like this one here, there's 12. You can see I have 5 available prefabs. So if I add one, that'll help out, get it up to medium. And so that's one of the things you gotta do in this game, is you gotta follow these around. And so he's low, so I'm gonna take one away, right? Same with him, he's low. And just go around checking on all these, as you can just start moving out in all directions from your base. But it's nice to have a flat spot. So like, do I need this area? There's nothing here, right? but maybe I need a road up to this spot. Start getting some of the resources that are up here. And I'm just scanning it. I haven't gotten to that point yet. But then I'm going to probably want to do the same to get up to here. So I have these two plateaus that I need to get up to. I need to clear in those directions, and I probably need to clear into that direction. So I'm not that worried about it because I have so many directions to go in at this point. The multi-spiral architecture. The oval dome, and it's 150 concrete, 150 steel, and 100 polymer. That's expensive. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to research it, and I'm going to get it right after Sterling Generator. Oh, I'm at 75%, and I'm just using it as my backup for catching research. So, yeah, I keep forgetting. Oh no, my attention is required. Water chip. The terminal softly beeps, indicating that the water chip for one of our domes has failed. The chip controls the water recycling. With it, water consumption will be increased by 400%. Oh boy. Okay. Import one from Earth. Manufacturing. Let's hope the water reserves will hold out. How much am I going to lose? 400%? We can fast track one. Interesting. I'll just buy one. That was expensive. I have a fair amount of water. And it's been going good. But there is stuff that uses a lot of water. Right, like these factories. That one's just power. I need to find the things that use water. So the polymer factory uses water. So do all the farms. I have tons of food, so if we have to turn the farms off, then we can. So these are built now. I'm gonna go and reduce the drone count to like 5. And we're gonna get the items running over here. And get to this water source and get to this concrete source. So when you put a universal depot here, you want to turn the food off and basically all the stuff you don't want to be there. You definitely want the concrete because that's what you want. Same with the metals and polymers because if you're using the vehicle to drop it off. But as far as like all this other stuff, you might as well just turn that all off and do that for all these outskirt ones. Right, because this one here, this is just for getting water. So what does it need to collect any of this stuff? But I am sending the rover over to this one in order to collect this stuff here. So that'll fast track how quickly it takes for it to clean up that area. So the wind turbines, these here, they're here just to give me enough overnight power in order to manage. But really, I want to get to a higher elevation, so I want to get up here, right? So
warning, crop failure.
So if I was to go and put like this wind turbine up here, I get an elevation boost of 83%. So that's another good reason to go in this direction. So you can see this barely reaches that water source, which means I'm going to end up having to put these water extractors kind of like this, I think, on either side of it. Of course, then we're going to have pipes. Let's see where this ends up. Could go there, could go right here. Could just go right to there. For both. The same for power cables. I just run them down the same line basically. Easier. So I'm running into a population crisis, and the problem is that all my buildings are full. or they're getting close to being full. So I can't bring people in from Earth, and this one has room, but you can see like it's filling up already. And I'm not doing anything other than just having children, I guess. I need to go and make the space bigger. And one of the things I'm going to do is the arcology. I haven't gotten to the arcology yet, so I can't put the living complex in the middle. But even then, that's going to like just crowd up the space, right? So what I need to do is I need to put something in between these two buildings. And so I have a park here. I'm going to have to get rid of the park. And then I have a park over here. And I'm just going to fill whatever spaces I have here with little tiny parks. I'm going to put a little pathway over here, but then the statue of the founder, be all patriotic, right in here. So that's what I'm going to replace that park with. And I'm going to do something similar over here. So I would like to use the medium dome, but I feel like the cost is a little high compared to the basic dome, and it only gets the one central spire. And same with the microdome and the barrel dome, they don't get the central spire at all. The oval dome does get two center spires, so that one is definitely worth it. And then there's also this trigon dome, but again, it only gets the one center spire. So that's why I feel like the basic dome is probably the most cost effective of the bunch, especially early game. These guys are waiting to go home. Got 4 and 2. Got 3 over here. If I send this one to a Mars mission, then maybe those other ones will move into the other ship. What missions do we have here? 50, 30, 50? Right. Let's see. I can definitely do this one. I'll send an expedition. I can't remember which one it was. I think it's this one. Yeah. It's still 4 and 2. I wonder if they're stuck on that ship. That's funny. If they are. Alright, so first things first, let's get into passageways. Well, that'll take up that 3 spot, so I definitely want to do this. I want to be able to have enough that I can get a walkway or a passageway across. So I'm going to do that. I mean, like this this unit here, this passage ramp. I want to build one of those. Wait, what's on this? 5 drones. Where did those people go? Do I dare ask? Okay, so we still have to put a base here. We'll probably get access here. So they'll have to, if they're in this dome, they'll have to go here and then over to here in order to get to that one. Not bad. Everybody seems to have moved over to this one. There's 5 and 2. So I'm deporting 2 people and I have 5 sick, Earth sick people. So I'm going to send them on their way. I want to start bringing people in, but I need to get this building going. So in order to do that, I'm going to add these passage ramps. We have access to this middle section here. And I'm going to build some apartments. We're going to want 2 of them, so one on either side. Then that only leaves the 2 spots, and this one spot has to go over here, so it doesn't really leave much in the way of land. Oh, I didn't realize I had so much money. Okay, well, I'm gonna get a full load launched over here because everything is shutting down. You can see my machine parts is down to nothing. So everything is basically turning off. And I went and I shut down and I'm destroying all my wind turbines. I'm gonna get rid of them because they're taking up too much power. I'm gonna use the solar panels instead. And hopefully I can get this accumulator charging at a proper rate. Alright, well I'm moving that one out because that's my cargo spot. I'll bring this one in. Alright, good. So that should get everything back up
Heavy
and running.
drone workload.
Yeah, you think? Throw a couple more on there. The base is alive. You can see here I don't have anybody in that building, and I have some people in there, and then I have a whole bunch of people graduating, and I'm teaching them to be engineers. So I'm hoping that that will start to increase my mechanical and, you know, electronics. Like everything is just down right now. I have everybody in the plastics factory. Thought that these guys would be automatically going over there. I don't know why they keep showing up here. But yeah, I put them in the plastics because plastics was doing
Heavy drone workload.
a lot, but now I need them in here. That shop full? No. So many of them. Anything for love. A gloomy looking colonist approaches you and shares something personal. Wyoming lander is deeply in love with another colonist they fear is out of their league. They wish to propose during a very romantic moment, one that involves a serious display of fireworks. Goodness. 10 million! Can't say no to hopeless romantics. Let us have some fireworks. So that one person will gain morale. I don't know if that's a good idea. I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. Sorry, Wyoming. It's a good idea, but 10 million for one? Got a whole colony of people here. That's what we call a political trap. Alright, well, let's take a look at what's going on here. We have basic diplomacy, additional rewards from Earth Embassy, funding research, tourists. Yeah, tourists, you can get a ton more money from tourists. So I'm going to prepare that one. In fact, I'm going to start bringing tourists in. Hey, what do we got? Drop this one here. Drop that one there. And this should be my overflow.
A rocket has arrived.
She's working at the amusement park, so then she should live over here. Right? Anyway. I could get that personal, but I'm going to leave it up to them. Looks like I have homeless. Voluntarily homeless. Okay, so you know what we need to do for this? There is actually something we can do. And that is, we need to make a hospital. Medical center for them to gain their sanity back. And this should help with the sanity of the colony. Research complete. Finally. Oh my goodness, I've been waiting for this one. That's right. Arcology. And finally put an arc in. Now these arcs are kind of weird looking. We have a different version. It's fine, I don't mind it. But I thought we had a different version. But anyway, the one that needs the arcology is right here. Let's see how this goes. See how quickly this gets filled up. And get the scientists, and I can get some more people over to there, because right now I have too many engineers in the wrong spots. And scientists. So I want to talk about power, because when you look at the power options, right, we've got the solar panels, wind turbines, Stirling generators. If we were to look at the Stirling generator when it opens up, so when it opens up, so it can close and it can open, right? Like so. And so now it's only doing 10 power. But here it's doing 20, right? So the reason I bring that up is because these give me 40, but only during the day. Doesn't do it at night. And then I have the wind generators, and the wind generators, they work all the time, and they provide, in this case, 11.5. So if they were up on this hill here, they would end up being at 18.5 or something, and then on this hill over here, they'd be at 16.5 because of the elevation boost. So there's that. The fact that they all use different materials. So this one uses one machine part. This one uses 3 iron. And then the Stirling generator uses plastic. Now iron is probably the easiest one to get, right? But then the machine parts, they use iron in order to make them, so it makes them very expensive. And then the Stirling generator, it uses water, electricity,
Sector
and
scanned.
gas in order to make them. And then they can produce 20. Now the reason I'm saying that is because I've got my day evening power, but the thing is that this here uses 10 power, these units use 5. So if I've got my science, which is already running overnight, I could put 1 Stirling down and that would take care of this whole section. This uses 50, right, to make the machine parts. So I've got 100 on just these machine part shops. That means 5 Stirling generators. And I can put the Stirling generators inside. So I can put them right in here. That's kind of what I'm thinking, is if I throw down 6 Stirling generators, now I have to make sure that I have enough polymer in order to go and do this. But what I'm trying to do is I'm going to throw down a bunch of Stirling
Heavy
generators, I'm going
shuttle
to open them
workload.
up, and then I'm going to turn on the midnight shift. So then we'll have a midnight shift that will then run all night, which will then make it so that I can make more polymer, which will then pay for that midnight shift going, now that I have the people. I'm going to crank these Stirlings, open them up. They kind of look like patios. I should put them over there. I'm going to send all the people that want to go home. And I'll bring a new crew in. So you got a bunch of engineers. Doesn't even matter, I'll just take them all. 3 going back, 2 coming in.
Sector scanned. No sector set for scanning.
What do we got here? Let's do this one again. Martian patents. Gotta get that money. Alright, I just switched the Martian University over to automatic. And I'm gonna bring these ships in. And hopefully the base is
A rocket has arrived.
pretty much ready to go.
New colonists have arrived. A rocket is departing.
Space communism reached
Council session
250
open.
colonists. Awesome. We have a rumor. A rival colony is preparing an expedition to this anomaly. We can send an expedition of our own before the timer expires to reach it first. 3 souls. What anomaly are they talking about? 6 botanists? Safari? I don't have a safari. Engineers? Sure. That one's ready to go now. Okay. Cool. Well, there you go. Got tons of stored food. Back down to having barely enough to survive as far as this goes. But I have so many people unemployed right now. I think all my domes population is able to move around if they want to. Which is good. That means I can move people around. I don't have to worry too much. Planetary anomaly yielded a trove of new scientific data. Choose one breakthrough technology. Vehicle weight optimization. Core rare metals uncover extremely rich rare metal deposits. Nocturnal adaptation. All colonists gain plus 20 performance during night shifts. Well, that's kind of on theme, so let's do that.
Breakthrough discovered.
Alright, well, I don't know if the night shift will help for the electronics. Possibly the polymers. We gotta open it up for the polymers for sure. Alright, I'm bringing in the tourists. Bringing in the money. I really need another source of water though. I have this one source is about to dry up. And then, I don't know. Because right now I'm at 20.9 for 20.9, which means I guess I'm maxed out. I should probably just throw another tank down. Sanity breakdown. Hello darkness, my old friend. One infirmary. Let's see here. So, a colonist has snapped. Deepest depression. Unable to work. One infirmary suggests to seek professional help. Which we have that. Alright YouTubers, well, I've now got 80 Martian-born, 184 Earth-born, so 264 colonists, and got over 100 machine parts, and 1.8 in food, 1.8k, and I've got base running good. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 domes on this base. Trying to get that water figured out, which I'm working on water conservation system, which will cut my dome water usage in half. That said, if we look at my water right now, 19.2 and 2400. So in other words, even though I lost that power, or that water unit right here, looks like I still have plenty of water on the go. Yeah, except for this one's at 709 out of 10,000. That one's at 4,000. That one's at 9,000. So it's a constant concern. But I really want to get that moisture evaporator. If I cut back the dome usage of water by half, that should be enough to get me through. And then I have a ton of water that's stored right now. So hopefully I will survive. Thanks for liking and subscribing. Thanks for coming back. And come back for more. Surviving Mars.